Hey y'all, this is Kim with Creative Escapades, and today I'm working on this metal tray that I have coated with a layer of Ironlak sugar spray paint in lemonade blue. Sorry that's so blurry. But next I want to add the texture, so I'm going to be using this cellophane. It's like a gift wrap, what you would put like around a basket or something of that nature, but it has this beautiful shimmer, iridescent look to it, and so I want to just cut off a piece and then start working it into the tray. I first saw this done by Erica over at Artist Till Death, and she made the most beautiful resin tray with something similar to this. So I'm going to link that video in my description box below, and you need to go check her out because hers turned out absolutely gorgeous, and enough that made me want to try this. So thank you, Erica, for sharing your tips and your how-to videos with us. So I'm just going to start here at the edge and putting a little bit of hot glue down, and then I have turned the edge of the cellophane under and then gathered it up and pressed it into the hot glue to hold it into place. And I'm just going to keep going around with this and putting little drops of hot glue all around. And I'm not going to torture you with watching me do it, but I'm here at the end of this first piece, so I was going to show you how I take the next piece of the cellophane and work it in so that it doesn't have a seam, and that way it will be a solid sheet across there. One thing I am noticing I'm wondering how it's going to work out is that even though I'm gluing it down as flat as I can get it, it's still very textured. It is raised up, so I know that I'm going to have to probably use more than 1 or 2 coats of resin. So if I was to do this project again, I would definitely maybe cut my pieces smaller and layer them on top of each other to get a textured look rather than just trying to crinkle it up like this. So here it is, already finished, and I love the look of it. I think it looks great, but alas, I could not leave it alone, and I am going to add a layer of resin on here, and then I'm going to add some color. So here we go with the resin, and I'm using Stone Coat Countertop Art Coat resin. This is a 1-to-1 ratio, and this really works well for projects like this. Has UV protection and all those good things that you need in a resin for your projects. So I'm just going to take my hand and spread the resin around and get it to the edges of the tray where the cellophane meets it. And then I also wanted to add some of the protection of the resin around the edge of the tray and the rim of the tray as well. I didn't want to try to varnish this or any other type protectant on it. Another thing I will say, I thought that I had removed all the strings from the hot glue, and if you've ever used hot glue gun, you know that is strings like crazy. And I found quite a few of them still in here when I was smearing the resin around. But it will help find them and pull them out, so just be aware that that can happen. So here's where I added the color, and I used the Rezin Arte Pigment lusters in Wild Jasmine and Purple Galaxy, and these photos do not do justice to the way it looks, so I'm going to have a better one for you towards the end. But so it is going to be necessary for me to do a second coat on this, and what I had to do was, because there was so much of the cellophane raised above the layer of the cured resin, I took my X-Acto knife and just started trimming those ridges down. And it wasn't too hard to do, it was just time consuming. Word of caution, resin is sharp when you cut it. So I did get a couple little nicks on my fingers from rubbing it across where I had trimmed the edges down. So what I'm going to do now is, there was places where I actually removed the entire top layer of the resin because it was hollow beneath it, and I wanted to make sure that it was a solid piece. So I have removed that, and I'm going to fill those voids up with resin and then coat the rest of it and get a smooth layer on here. Again, I'm using the Stone Coat Art Coat resin, and I'm just going to do the same thing I did before and use my hand, smooth the resin, make sure all those voids are filled, and then I'm going to have to also make sure that I watch for bubbles, because where I have cut it out, it may seep underneath and cause air bubbles to come out. So I'll be coming back several times before this is to a cured stage and making sure that I don't have any air bubbles there. Putting another coat around the rim of the tray. I want to make sure that's good and covered. And while I'm doing this, I want to just say, if you enjoy this video, please click like and share. You help my channel grow when you do that, and you'll never know how much I appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell next to it, and you'll get notified when I upload future videos. And I'm thinking that I'm going to do a follow-up with this tray. I think I want to add some additional bling. And so if you ring the bell, you'll get notified when I upload the second part of this video. If you have any comments or questions, leave them below. I love to hear your feedback, and I will answer you. The description of everything I use is going to be in the description box, so be sure to check that out. Also, all the links to my Etsy shop and different places is listed there as well. So I'm just continuing to make sure that this is all covered, and as I fill in those voids, I can tell that it is seeping beneath the cellophane, so I want to make sure that I get all that covered up. And again, just spreading it. Spreading it with your hand is probably the best way to know that you got coverage. If you try to use a tool, sometimes you miss something. You don't see it, you don't feel it. So I prefer to spread the resin with my hand so that I can actually tell where I have resin or where I may need more resin. also, while I'm doing this, I would like to give my hashtag YT100 shout out. It goes to the creator of this challenge, Johnny Farrow. He has come up with this idea of doing one video per day and uploading it for 100 days. So it has really, really been an interesting challenge, and I have enjoyed it. So Johnny, I want to thank you for allowing me to join, and appreciate your time and effort. If you guys have never seen his channel, you need to go watch it, because he is an awesome musician. His knowledge of guitars and the shapes and the sounds that they create because of the shape and the quality of it is boundless. So you can tell he's really passionate about his music. So go check him out. So I'm just adding some heat here to make sure that those bubbles are popped, and that anything that is getting trapped underneath there, when I heat up this resin, that it is going to move that air to the surface and allow me to get the bubbles out. We do not like bubbles in our resin. So I'm going to show you now a close-up of what it looks like. And this video right here, this part of the video, is the true color. I took this part with my cell phone, and it just, that purple galaxy is over the top crazy. I love it. And that little hint of wild jasmines in there, and you're still seeing the shimmer from the cellophane as well. So I think it looks really cool. I really like it. So I hope y'all have enjoyed this video, and I hope that you will join me again on my next creative escapade. And for now, I'm going to say bye-bye, and thanks for watching.